Softball fans, and welcome back to Meserve Field for today's games between the Akron Zips and your Bowling Green State University Falcons. Just a reminder that Meserve Field is a non-smoking and alcohol-free facility. Both the smoking and consumption of alcohol in and around the Meserve Field complex is strictly prohibited at all times. Also, we thank you for being in attendance at today's game and remind you that while you're here at Meserve Field, you must follow all of Ohio's COVID-19 guidelines. So please make sure to stay in your assigned seats, always remain socially distant, and of course, make sure that you're wearing your masks at all times during the games. We need your help to make sure that you and our student athletes are staying safe. Also, a reminder for your safety, please keep your eyes on the field at all times as foul balls can and will enter into these seating areas. In the Mid-American Conference, and Bowling Green State University promotes good sportsmanship by our student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting our participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the Meserve Field complex. And we'd like to thank you in advance for your assistance in promoting good sportsmanship.
Welcome into Meserve Field here in Bowling Green, Ohio, where the Bowling Green Falcons are taking on the Akron Zips in Game 2 of their Easter weekend series. Last night, Falcons able to take the win there at the end of the game, 5-4 to the Zips. After a little bit of a shutdown, meltdown inning for Davies, gets that relief pitcher, and they're able to close it out for the Falcons with a nice run in from from Sammy Deeds. Of course, Akron coming back there in that fifth inning as they started out 2-4, as they bring it back up at 2 runs there at the top of the 6th. We see that switch out over on pitching for the Falcons. So Falcons looking to have a cleaner start today as we have a doubleheader here from Meserve Fields. We will be back in about 8 minutes for the start of the game right here on WBGU.
Softball fans, and once again, we welcome you at Meserve Field for today's doubleheader between the Akron Zips and your Bowling Green State University Falcons. At this time, let's introduce you the starting lineups for today's game. First, for the visiting Zips from the University of Akron. Leading off and playing left field is number 6, Molly McChesney. Batting second, the right fielder, number 7, Tiffany Stevens. Batting third, the designated player, number 13, Sydney Jascow. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 22, Tegan Rice. Playing center center field, and batting fifth, number 39, Molly Mitchner. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 2, Madison Dudek. Batting seventh and playing second base, number 19, Jaden Bryant. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 14, Sam Malik. And batting ninth and catching, number 48, Caitlin Reynolds. Starting pitcher this afternoon for Akron is Olivia Stefanoni. Head coach for Akron is Megan Pettipies. She's assisted by Bill Graham and Janelle Hayes. And so here they are in starting lineups for your Bowling Green State University Falcons. Leading off, playing center field is number 15, Greta Lasperon. Batting second, the second baseman, number 7, Sammy Dees. Batting third, playing shortstop, number 20, Maddie McCoy. Batting fourth and catching, number 30, Evelyn Loyola. Batting fifth, the designated player, number 27, Macy Godboll. Batting sixth, playing first base, number 29, Sophie Weber. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 00, Nikki Sorgi. Batting eighth, playing third base, number 13, Sarah Gonzalez. And batting ninth and playing right field, number 2, Peyton Ham. And our starting pitcher this afternoon for the Falcons, number 12, Anna Davies. Assistant coaches for the Falcons, Colleen Tomchak, Carly Thomas, and Candace Fenton. And in her 6th season at the home of the Orange and Brown, head coach Sarah Willis. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd ask that everybody please rise and direct your attention to the flag beyond center field as we honor America, as well as all those who have served, those who are serving, and those who will be serving in our armed forces with the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome back to Meserve Field, where the Falcons are taking on the Akron Zips. Currently, you heard those lineups. We'll give them to you one more time for the Zips. McChesney, 6 at left field. Right field, Stevens, number 7. Number 13, that designated player, Jascow. Number 22, Rice at first base, followed up by number 32, Mitchner, center field. Number 2, Dudek, third base. 19, Bryant at second. And at 14, Malik at center. Catching today for the Zips, number 28, Reynolds. And pitching, number 30, Olivia Stefanowski. Over on the Falcons, number 15 will lead us off from center field, Greta Lesperance. Number 7, Sammy Dees, that offensive player that we said to watch out for. A lot of power in her swing, as well as a lot of speed between the bases, able to steal a lot and very well for the Falcons. At shortstop, McCoy, number 20. Number 30, Loyola, the catcher. Godbolt, our designated player today, wearing number 27. 29, Weber is at first base. 0, Sorgi, left field. 13, Gonzalez at third base, followed up by number 2, Peyton Ham at right field. Starting pitcher for the Falcons, number 12, Hannah Davies, as we get set up for the first pitch tonight. Over on that Akron side, the player you want to be watching for is McChesney, able to almost get that win for the Zips last night, as we saw against Falcons. First pitch straight down. And strike one called. A very good fastball there by Davies. Second one sent out. Going to be ball one. Count 1-1 for the Falcons. As you know, Davies tries to get that fastball to go. Let it go just a little early there. Sent it out off that left side. Off that left side once again. Of course, that leadoff hitter for the Zips. McChesney, a very powerful, like we said, hitter. Fast speed, so looking possible for the Falcons to try to get her out and away from the bases as soon as possible. Count 1-2. Goes for the third one, gets a hit back to center field. A nice easy catch there made by Gonzalez. Sorry, by Lesperance. Got my numbers mixed up there for a quick second. So we get our first out nice and quick for the Falcons. As Tiffany Stevens, the right fielder for the Zips, steps up.
Next up for Akron is right fielder number 7, Tiffany Stevens.
Just inside, gonna get called ball one. Straight down the middle on that one. Little bit low though, gonna be called for ball two. Another grounder down, gonna be 3-0 right now on the count. So of course Davies trying to get that curveball to work, just releasing it just a little early, sends it down a little bit too much. That time gets it right where she wants it. Strike one. As she tries to send a fastball straight down center, can't get anything to go with it, as Stevens gonna get a nice double there, just barely beating the throw from Lesperance. Time called as they get reset. That's something, if you're Hannah Davies, you're gonna be a little bit careful about. Trying to get that curveball set up was a little too low, goes for the fastball, and it's exactly what Stevens wants as she gets a nice double play on that one.
Next up, we have the designated player number 13, Sydney Jascow.
Sydney Jascow sets up the cleanup batter for the Zips. Catches her on the swing. Pulls out on that right corner. There's pitch number 2, this time going inside, going for that left corner once again. Trying to find that boundary. Just a little off though, as we're now 1-1. Do have a Zip in scoring position. Just barely tipped off to the right, 1-2 now. So Davies trying to pull Jascow just outside here, gets just the tip of the bat. Once again, Jascow starting to reel in just a little bit, figuring out this pitcher. Gets another tip on that. Low and to the left, ball 2. Got 2-2 now. This is something you're going to see with Davies a lot today, as we saw yesterday. Not really, her fastball's not as fast as some of the other pitchers we've seen. So going to be working more with those off-speed pitches. Still just trying to find that boundary. She sends that tip way up and back. Almost hitting the press box here. Count 2-2, 1 out. You have a runner, Tiffany Stevens, in scoring position. There's the windup. Sends it straight on down to the right. Gets her swinging, and there she goes. First strikeout of the day for Hannah Davies. So now 2 outs, 1 player in scoring position.
Now batting is the first baseman, number 22, Tegan Rice.
As Tegan Rice going to step up, switches over to the right side now, as we just seen 2 left-hand batters. Sends it way up high, right into the eyes of Rice. So that'll be ball 1. As we get set once more. Sends that one down, right down the center. Still just high. Trying to find that top boundary now. Seems like she's just releasing a little late there. So catcher Loyola gonna go and have a quick chat with her as we get ready to go back once again. Count 2-0, 2 outs. Gets that one to go, as now 2-1. A little bit of a weird curve there. Threw off Rice just a little bit. Catches her looking. Goes down high, gets the check swing, so 3-1 now. As Davies gets set back up, Rice moves in. Sends it down and away. That's going to be a walk for Rice. So now you've got runners on first and second. And Michener, a power hitter for the Zips, coming up. Swing and a miss on that. Strike 1. Line straight down, a little low though. Gonna be strike number 2. And that one thrown out to that left side once again. Ump liking a strict left barrier on that strike zone. Gonna call ball 1. Count 1-2, 2 outs. Players on second and first. Sends it down and up. 2-2. Straight down the middle, hit off, goes right past Davies, trying to get in for it. Caught, made by Loyola, gonna get the tag, and that will close out the top of the first. We'll be right back on WBGU. Falcons are tied with the Akron Zips 0-0.
After one half inning, it's Akron 0 with the Falcons coming to bat. Just a reminder, everybody, we do ask that you stay in compliance with Ohio's COVID-19 guidelines. In addition to remaining in your seats at all times and remaining socially distanced, you are required to wear your masks at all times during the games. We would appreciate if you would make sure that you are wearing your mask before we have the other individuals come in and end up shutting us down and making us clear out the stands. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome back to Meserve Field in Bowling Green, Ohio, where the Falcons are taking on the Zips from Akron. Currently at the bottom of the first, we are tied at 0 as Greta L'Esperance is going to step up to take on first for the Falcons. Pitching for the Zips, Olivia Stefanoni.
Catching number 28, Caitlin Reynolds, and the starting pitcher, number 30, Olivia Stefanoni. Leading off for the Falcons in the bottom of the first, we have the center fielder, number 15, Greta L'Esperance.
As she gets set up. And first pitch down for the Zips, going to be ball 1. Here's the windup for 2. Tries to go high on that one. Going to get ball 2. You know, that's something you got to deal with if you're the defense here today. With about 20-mile-an-hour winds coming in from the southwest, you are fighting against the wind to get it down. Sends it up and to the left, ball 3. Fast pitcher here from Stefanoni, but still trying to figure out exactly where she wants to set the ball. It's set up for the third one, sends that one out and to the left. Going to be a walk for L'Esperance. L'Esperance, a fast and aggressive player for the Falcons on this offense. As Sammy Dees, like we said, one of those great hitters for the Falcons, getting the scoring run last night. Looks to get an early lead for the Falcons.
Next up for the Falcons, it's second baseman number 7, Sammy Dees.
Wild pitch there, and it looked like as she was setting up, kind of drops the ball. Decides to continue going with it. Going to send that out, though, way off course to right. So that's going to send the catcher out. Gonna have a quick talk with her. I mean, and that's the big thing about softball. You know, it's a mental game. So you start to throw off just a little bit, throw off your balance, and throw off how you want to throw it. It's going to cause a lot of problems here on your pitching. So, of course, catcher just going to talk to him, be like, all right, you got to calm down just a little bit. Know how to play. So just go ahead and we'll try this once more. 1-0, no outs, runner on first. Sends down low as Lesbranche tries to go for the steal, dives down, gets it to go. So now she's on second. So with a runner in scoring position, Dees, of course, known for her double plays here, trying to go once again for it off of a 10-game hitting streak. 1-1 is the count. Fouls it right off into the dugout for the Falcons. As it'll be now 1-2. As she goes ahead, takes a couple swings outside of the box and moves back in. Another wild pitch as there goes Greta once again, going and taking the steal on third. So like we said, one of those aggressive runners there on the offense. Showing her speed off early, like we said, trying to get a quick early lead here at the bottom of the first. 2-2 is the count as she goes for the swing, able to pull Dees just outside, gets the strikeout.
Next up for the Falcons, and shortstop number 20, Maddie McCoy.
So now in comes Maddie McCoy to go ahead and take her hand against this pitcher. Sets up just on that right line, able to hold in and gets the strike. Haynes out on that right barrier, able to get it almost in the same spot, just a little bit lower. So strike two. 0-2, count, one out, player on third. Way outside, ball one, trying to test where that right side ends. It seems she's found it. As she goes down once again, real high up there. Gonna be ball two. Catches McCoy, Sweeney goes for that same spot on that right side that she got Dees. Now Evelyn Loyola gonna step up and try her hand with 2 outs and a runner on third.
Now batting for the Falcons is catcher number 30, Evelyn Loyola.
Down and to the right, ball one. You know, looking at the warm-up pitches for Stefanoni. Of course, a very fast pitcher, trying to go with more of a boundary off-speed pitch here against the Falcons. Tries to send one fast and inside, gets the point for the Falcons, but sacrifices the run. They're gonna call a strike though on that, saying it bounces off of the catcher. So 1-1, 2 outs. Greta goes back to third as we get another ball a little bit high on that one. You know, it's important to know how Olivia Stefanoni realizes the Falcons being those power hitters, trying to get those off speed outside instead of straight down like we saw earlier. 3 balls, 1 strike, or 2-2, sorry, with 2 outs. As Stefana Desperance's trying to run in, jumps over catcher Reynolds, but can't get it to fall. So that will end the first inning. We'll take a quick break right here on WBGU. When we come back, it will be the second inning action right here on WBGU. Welcome back to Meserve Field here in Bowling Green, Ohio, as we're at the top of the second, tied at 0 between the BGSU Falcons and the Akron Zips. As we were saying earlier, you know, pitching and softball is a mental game more than a physical. And we're, of course, looking for Hannah Davies to kind of get out of this little funk she had in that first inning. So here's the first one. Inside there, almost hitting Dudek. So it takes a couple swings, gets set back up. Count 2-0. As Davies still trying to find a good spot there on that right side or left side. Sends it straight down the middle. High pop, goes back center field, and there's Lesperance to just get the catch. Good fielder's choice there, able to just pick it right on up. Not exactly what you want if you're the Zips, as Bryant gonna come in now, take her hand at it.
Second baseman number 19, Jaden Bryant.
There's the pitch, sends it right straight up. There's Loyola trying to make the catch, gonna fall down in foul territory though. So 0-1. Davies, of course, trying that right side once again. Finds a spot that she likes. Of course, the batter liking that one as well though. So try once again, 0-1, 1 out. Sets back up, goes for the bunt, but just inside, has to kind of dive out of the way there. 1-1 now. Sends it down, catches her swinging on a low ball. So 1-2. And for how Hannah Davies is pitching today, it's exactly what you want, trying to pull them outside of that strike zone just a little bit. Another foul tip off that right side. Sends it straight back over the shoulder of Loyola. Wind up sent down. Bryant just barely jumping over it. Going to be a count of 2-2 now. Almost hitting the calf of Bryant. Goes for that right corner once again. Of course, Bryant getting just a late hit on it. Sends it up and into the corner. Still 2-2 on the count. See Bryant trying to pull out as much pitches as she can from Davies. Trying to get the pitch she wants. Sets up another one inside. That one going to be called on strike number 3. So second out there for Davies.
Next up, we have the shortstop number 14, Sam Malik.
Samantha Malik stepping up to the plate, goes in, takes a high swing, sends it right back, but there's Greta Lesperance right there, picks it up. 1-2-3, we move into the bottom of the second. Both teams tied at 0 right here on WBGU.
Bowling Green and Akron and 0 each.
Welcome back to Meserve Field here in Bowling Green, Ohio, where the BGSU Falcons are taking on the Akron Zips. Currently at the bottom of the second inning, we're tied at 0 as Evelyn Loyola, the catcher, are going to step up, take a couple swings.
In the lead off for the Falcons in the bottom of the second, here's the catcher number 30, Evelyn Loyola.
And the windup sends it down low. Tries to hit something out of it. Zips trying to call a fair ball on that. Going to be called a foul. Just barely bouncing in that batter zone. Sends it straight down the center. Foul ball range. Bounces off the top of the Zips dugout. 0-2 now for Loyola. Of course, seeing a very nice four-seamer from Stefanoni here in her warm-up pitches, mixing a little bit of that into her pitches currently. Sends it up and out, 1-2 now. Sends it right down the middle again. Loyola trying to do something there. Just going to be caught real quick there by second baseman Tegan Rice. So 1 out for the Falcons as number 27, Macy Godbolt, coming up to swing.
Next up is the designated player number 27, Macy Godbolt.
Sent down and away. Catches the check swing just a little too far there. Strike one. Goes for the same spot again. This time, Godbolt not going to fall for it. Holds back. You know, that's a thing here in softball. Of course, the ump's going to have to make their own decision on those check swings. But you have a small gray area where it can land in between. Catches her swinging on another one right outside of that right side. 1-2 now with 1 out. As she sets up once again. Takes a couple swings and steps back inside. There's the wind up. Pulls it out and away. That time, ball 2. Godbolt having a deep check swing. Ump not going to call it that time, though. 2-2. Sends it up and out over that right side. Over into the viewers in that foul ball range. Stays 2-2 on the count. Another check swing going to be called on strike number 3. There's the second out for the Zips. So now coming up for the Falcons, Sophie Weber, first baseman. And of course, one thing you got to be careful about with these fly balls is that 20-mile-an-hour wind coming from the southwest. It's going to send it straight on off to the right if you don't have enough speed on that exit velocity. So first strike called. We go 0-1 with 2 outs. Falcons and Zips currently tied at 0 with a high ball bouncing off the catcher's mitt. Going to be ball number 1. Sends it inside. Ball 2. Kind of a slider with a late curve to it. Keeps it outside. Sends it down. Strike 2 called. Up in that right corner once again. Straight down the lane, catches the top of the bat, straight on back. Wild pitch sent out way off to the right, full count. 2 outs, teams tied at 0 at the bottom of the second. Tries to get it straight down a little high, but catches her swinging. That'll close out the second inning. Both teams still tied at 0, and we'll be right back here on WBGU.
Akron 0, Bowling Green 0 as we move to the top of the third.
Welcome to Meserve Field as the BGSU Falcons take on the Akron Zips. Top of the third, tied at 0 as number 28, Caitlin Reynolds, steps up to the plate. Sent straight down on a fastball, catches the top of it, sends it straight on, up and out off the right side. Strike one. Goes for the same spot, just a little low though. 1-1. Of course, during the break, I was looking at the wind. We got about a 20-mile-an-hour wind off that southwest side. And, you know, those pop flies are going to be affected harshly by them, as we saw in the last inning. Sent out to that right side foul zone. Currently no errors from either team as we move into the next pitch. Catch is just outside the right bottom corner. Ball 2. Once again, tries to get it straight down the middle. Gonna get it to land. 2-2. Gets it right down that right side. Able to get it right over first baseman Weber. Awarded the single. So for the first time today, Akron does have a runner on first. Who's on first? Well, that'd be Reynolds as number 6. Molly McChesney steps up to bat. Takes the strike as it looked like Reynolds was going to try to steal second, decides against it, so 0-1. Off the left side once again, sends it to a ball. 1-1. Runner on first. Sends it down, going for that left side once again. Gonna get it just inside that time. 1-2. Currently no outs. So Davies sets up. There's the windup, sends it right to that left side once again. Gonna catch the top of the bat, as that's gonna be right into the hands of third baseman Gonzalez. So 1 out now for the Zips. Batter stayed at first. So stepping up, number 7, Tiffany Stevens. Down the center, strike 1. Like we said there, the four-seamer from Davies, not the fastest we've seen, but gets the job done off that left side. Tries to catch her inside. Gets the jump from Stevens, but gets the strike 2 as well. Stevens, of course, crouching on the plate. Very common play by pitchers, try to back off some of those batters. Davies sends it down, wild pitch, but catches the swing from Stevens. So out number 2. So Sydney Jascow steps up, gonna go ahead and try batting as well. 2 outs currently for the Zips. 1 runner on first. Sends it down into the ground. Loyola loses control of it, but Reynolds decides not to steal second. So we'll stay at 1-0 with the runner on first. Sends it down awkwardly off the right side, catches the top of the bat. Foul tip. So Davies sets up, sends it down. Once again, sending it into that right side. Akron players, of course, like to crowd that plate. Trying to back him up just a little bit. Gets strike number 2. 1-2's count. 2 outs. We're tied at 0 at the top of the third. Tries to send it down the right side. Going to be a quick little tap of the bat. Loyola picks it up, sends it right on down the first base line. Tag out at first. So that will go to the bottom of the third as the Falcons will step up and take their chances at the plate. Currently tied at 0 right here on WBGU. Welcome back to Meserve Field here in Bowling Green, Ohio, as the BGSU Falcons take on the Akron Zips. Currently tied at 0. Nikki Sorgi stepping up to the plate. First pitch sent off to that right side, strike one. Favorite spot today of Stefanowi. So, trying once again, steps up. There it goes, catches her swing and goes right under the bat. Strike two. So, gets ready. Shakes out the hand. Pulls it forward, and a wild pitch up top. 1-2. Of course, we've seen this throughout the day today from Olivia Stefanowi. Of course, trying to throw off that batter just a little bit. And if the previous two innings have shown me anything, it'll go back to that right side as she does catch his Sorgi swing in. So, we move forward with Sydney Gonzalez.
Next up, we have third baseman number 13, Sarah Gonzalez.
As she moves to the plate with one out for the Falcons. Bottom of the third, still tied at 0. Straight down the center. A little bit of a change up there as it kind of fell right at the plate. Catches Gonzalez off guard as she gets set up once again. And just a little outside on that right side, but catches her swinging anyways. Strike two. 0-2, one out, bottom of the third. Sends it down and up. 1-2. And there it goes down, straight down the center. They look to the first base ref, or ump. He calls the strike. So there's the second out.
Next up, we have the right fielder number 2.
So of course, got to be a little bit careful about that. Looking in on that as Peyton Ham steps up, gonna switch up sides at the plate. Down and inside off that right corner, ball one. Gets set up for second pitch. Straight down the center, just went over the bat though. 1-1, 2 outs. Sends it down, but into the ground. Ball 2. Tries to send it into that right side, but a pop fly out deep into center field. Caught by that center fielder, Mitchner. So that will retire the bottom of the third as we move into the fourth. Both teams tied at 0 right here on WBGU. Welcome back to Meserve Field here in Bowling Green, Ohio, where the BGSU Falcons are taking on the Akron Zips. Currently at the top of the fourth inning, we are tied at 0. Batting for the Zips, Tegan Rice. Pitch comes in straight down the middle from Davies, strike number 1. Sends it down, but goes a little too high there. Rises up at the plate. Ball 1. Count of 1-1. Davies sets up once again. Sends it once again straight down the middle. Catches the bat of Rice. Foul tip straight out to the left side. Almost taking out the ATV parked next to the field. Here comes the next pitch. Just outside on that left side. 2-2. Speaking of 2-2, Tegan Rice is batting. Sends it down along the left side. Just barely going to pull it out, though. Full count. Tries once again down the center, a little high. Catches the top of the bat, sends it off that left side once again. That time I think it did hit that ATV. So still a full count as Tegan Rice steps up once again. Sends it right down the middle, over to the shortstop, gets it out for a 4-3 play. So, first out for the Zips.
Now batting is the center fielder number 33, Molly Mitchner.
So Molly Mitchner stepping up now, center field. Who's up on that right side. So Davies having a very good day so far on pitching, only allowing 3 hits today. And she sends that one straight down the center. Right back into her hands. She's just going to toss it lightly over to number 29, Sarah Weber. Catches the runner. So now 2 outs.
Now batting is the third baseman, number 2, Madison Duda.
So Madison Dudak stepping up. Switches up the batting side. Sends it way out on that right side, just barely catching the bat of Dudak. So, foul tip. Sends it down just inside, strike 2. Like we said, these Akron batters like to crowd the plate. Davies still trying to build herself a little bit of room there. Sends it out that right side, just over the glove of third baseman Sydney Jascow, as it falls just out of play. So, foul. So here comes pitch once again, catches her swinging, and that will retire the top of the 4th. 1, 2, 3, we leave out tied at 0 as we head into the bottom of the 4th.
Between Akron and Bowling Green. Once again, fans, we do remind you that you are required to follow not only Ohio guidelines, but Bowling Green State University regulations. And while you're in the stands and along the playing areas around the fields, you need to make sure that you remain socially distant, stay in your areas, and once again, make sure that you're wearing your mask. Last thing we want is the county health department to have us clear the stands, especially for those of you that came from 2 or 3 hours away. We need to clear the areas. So again, make sure that you are wearing your mask. Again, that is BGSU regulation in addition to Ohio recommendation. Thank you.
Welcome back to Meserve Field in Bowling Green, Ohio, as we move into the bottom of the 4th. Currently both teams tied at 0 between the Bowling Green Falcons and the Akron Zips. Stepping up to the plate, Greta L'Esperance going to go ahead and lead off for the Falcons. These Falcons finally making it back around their batting order. Sends it straight on a butt, right into the hands of a jumping number 14 shortstop, Sydney Malik. Looks like something out of the majors there. Jumps right on up, gets that right in her hand. So out number 1, as now Sammy D's gonna move up second baseman.
Next up, here's second baseman, number 7, Sammy Dees.
There's the pitch straight down the middle. Gonna follow that baseline all the way back to the fence. Just caught at the warning track there by left fielder McChesney. So out number 2 is now we try it once again with Maddie McCoy.
Here's shortstop number 20, Maddie McCoy.
Sends it down and out off that right corner. Ball 1. So, of course, Stefanani now trying to move just a little outside as her fastball not really working down the middle like she wanted. Tries the same spot once again, ball 2. Count 2-0. 2 outs for the Falcons. As there's the pitch. It's going to be ball number 3 on the inside left side, as of course McCoy having to back up just a little bit to avoid being hit. And there's balls at base, as we're going to get a walk from Maddie McCoy. Once again, a good person to have out on those bases as Evelyn Loyola, the catcher, stepping up to the plate.
Next up, we have the catcher, number 30, Evelyn Loyola.
There's the pitch straight down the center as Loyola is able to get it deep into center. Both runners make it easily with a nice single to set up in scoring position for the Falcons. Moving up now, number 27, Macy Godbolt, the designated player.
Pitch running for the Falcons is number 10, Peyton Dolis. Next up for Bowling Green, we have designated player number 27, Macy Godbolt.
Of course, this is her second time at bat today. Of course, was struck out earlier today in that second inning. Gets second shot off that right side, strike 1. Ball 1 off that right side. As pinch running, stepping in for Loyola is going to be Peyton Dolis. Same spot once again, trying to get the ump to agree with it. He says no way, ball number 2. 2-1, it's the count, 2 outs. We're still tied at 0 at the bottom of the 4th. Sent straight down the middle, just catches the top of the bat, strike 2. Sends it straight down the middle once again, but this time going to be foul tip straight on and back, just off that right side, just passing the corner of the press box. Count stays at 2-2. What's happening at second base? Well, we've got a runner in scoring position. check swing just a little too far out though, so you leave the runner stranded as we close out the 4th inning. Moving into the 5th. Both teams tied at 0 right here on WBGU.
Between Akron and Bowling Green.
Welcome back to Meserve Field, where the BGSU Falcons are taking on the Akron Zips. Currently moving into the 5th inning, we're tied at 0. Moving in for Akron, number 19, Jaden Bryant. Second time seeing the plate today, struck out back in the 3rd inning. Send up high and in the corner. Ball 1. Down that right side. Still can't find that right side barrier. There's ball number 2. Catches her swinging on that right corner, high up. Strike 1. 2-1 is the count. Catches her once again, same spot, 2-2. Since that one tries the same spot once again, this time it catches the top of the bat. Foul tipped off that right side. So of course, Davies finding the speed she wants here late in the game as she gets set up once again. Since that one inside, deep into left field, going to be caught by the left fielder, Nikki Sorgi. So out number 1, as in the bullpen. We see pitcher warming up. I believe that is Madison French warming up over in the bullpen. Sends it straight down the middle. Strike 1. Sets it up, sends it out to the right. Awkward pitch there, 1-1. Top of the fifth, still tied at 0 between the Falcons and the Zips. Currently at the plate, Jaden Bryant. Going to get a second ball there, 2-1. Right on down the middle, just grounds at the plate though. So ball 3. 3-1 is the count. As Davies gets set up once again. And she's gonna walk. So we head over to first base. As number 28, Caitlin Reynolds, the catcher, comes up to currently 1 out, top of the fifth, a runner on first. Sends it down that left side, picks up strike number 1. Sends it down. Runner on first thinks about going for second, decides against it. Count 1-1. Sends it down inside that left corner. Ball 2 called. So the count 2-1. Sets it up back on that left side, catches it by the shortstop. There's number 20, sends it in to first. Gonna be tagged out by Weber, so 2 outs, but advancing was Malik over to scoring position. Moving up now. Up to bat, number 17, pitch hitter Lauren Holsworth. She gets set up for the first pitch. Swings at it, sacrifices the out. But that was the third out, so as we move into the bottom of the fifth, we're tied at 0 right here on WBGU.
We move down to the bottom of the fifth, and it's still scoreless.
Welcome back to Meserve Field in Bowling Green, Ohio on this great day for some Falcons softball. Currently Falcons up against the Akron Zips at the bottom of the 5th. We are still scoreless. As moving in to bat for the Falcons, Sophie Weber, first baseman, second time seeing the plate today. There's the pitch right down the left side, strike one. Zips today only allowing one hit from the Falcons, which of course we saw last inning, thanks to Evelyn Loyola. Sends it right on down a little high there, going to be called for ball one. Sends it down that right corner, ball two. 2-1 is the count. Just inside, 2-2. We get set up once again for the next pitch. There's the windup. Fouled right on out of the field off that left side. What a lucky day to be a fan, getting home with some souvenirs of some softballs. As Weber starting to figure out this speed on that right side, fouled off same spot once again. Count stays 2-2. No swing there, full count brought. Sends it down, swung deep into center field, called off by the center fielder. Just a great catch there by Molly Mitchner. Out number one. As stepping up to bat, Sarah Gonzalez. Sorry, Nikki Sorgi jumped ahead on my stat sheet.
Now batting is the left fielder number 00, Nikki Sorgi.
Of course, Sorgi getting one of the points RBIs yesterday on a single in the 5th to bring home L'Esperance. Ball one. There's second pitch, just tipped over into the dugout for the Zips. First baseman Tegan Rice tried to run after it, but just barely lets it fall as we continue with Nikki Sorgi at the plate. Count 1-1. Catches her swinging, strike two. Sets her up, sends it back on down. There's strike number 3 and the second out for the Falcons. Now moving up is number 13, Sarah Gonzalez, to go ahead and take her chance at the plate.
Next up for the Falcons, here's third baseman, number 13, Sarah Gonzalez.
Of course, Gonzalez, second time today, seen the plate, struck out earlier as strike one comes right on in. There's the second one. Check swing called, strike two. Count 0-2, make that 0-3, and we move into the sixth inning. Still scoreless between the Falcons and the Zips. We'll be back right here on WBGU. Field here in Bowling Green, Ohio, as the BGSU Falcons take on the Akron Zips. Currently scoreless at the top of the sixth as we move into play. Here's the first pitch, just off that right side. Strike one called against batter number 7, Tegan Stevens. Her third time at bat today. Of course, earlier getting a hit in the fourth and striking out in the first. Second one goes in right down the middle, strike two. And hits the ground, ball number one. So 1-2 is the count. 0 out to the top of the sixth. Sydney step over in the bullpen, warming up. Sends it straight down the middle, tipped off over to the left side once again, almost hitting the light pole. Of course, that wind still coming in from the southwest, blowing very hard. We have a very flagpole right in front of us, and we can really see it starting to bend with that wind as she tries to send it in on that left side. And Stevens having to jump over it to stay within, not getting hit. 2-2 is the count, no outs. Catches her swing and she's out of here. 1 out. And as NSYNC says, Bye, bye, bye. We move on to number 13. Sydney Jascow, the designated player. Second at bat, both times being struck out. Sends it down, a pop fly high over by second base, shortstop. Number 20, Maddie McCoy, going to be rewarded with the catch. Second out. That's one thing you like about this Falcon team. Pitcher has the ability to count on the infield. As stepping up to bat now, number 22, Tegan Rice, first base. Her second time at bat today. Of course, getting a walk earlier. Just outside off that left side, ball number 1. A little bit of confusion over there on that left side as third baseman, number 13, Sarah Gonzalez, moving very far in there. As ball goes in, right down the middle, strike number 1. Sends it up, but goes off into that right corner. Ball number 2. 2-1, 2 outs at the bottom of the 6th. Or top of the 6th, sorry. Catches the top of the bat, and a diving catch there made by left fielder Nikki Sorgi. Gonna close out the top of the 6th as we move to the bottom. Still scoreless between the Falcons and the Zips. We'll be right back on WBGU. Welcome back to Meserve Field in Bowling Green, Ohio, where the BGSU Falcons are taking on the Akron Zips. Currently at the bottom of the 6th, we're tied up at 0. Up to bat number 2, Peyton Ham, right field. Peyton Ham, of course, getting to third yesterday off of an outfielder error and getting the score off of a sacrificed fly from L'Esperance. So, ball 1 called on the pitch. Looking to do something similar. Power hitter for the Falcons, sends it down just inside, a little bit too much though. Didn't like what she saw, 1-1. Sends it up to the left corner, just a little bit outside. 2-1. Spanham gets set up once again. Sends it right where she wants it, gets it down into the outfield for a nice single on Peyton Ham. So now up to bat number 15, Greta Lesperance. And we're gonna get a pinch runner in for Peyton Ham as number 18, Michaela Dees, comes into this game.
Here we head back to the top of the lineup for the Falcons. Now batting in center fielder number 15, Greta Lesperance.
So here's the pitch, sends it out just a little bit outside. Takes the ball. Almost looked like Dees was going to steal, decides against it. Straight down the middle, strike one. This will be the second time Lesperance has seen the plate. Earlier getting a walk to first. Made it all the way to second base where she was then stranded off that third out for the Falcons. Sends it up, goes for a quick little bunt. Just misses the ball though, trying to run out of the way. 1-2. Sends it straight down the center, falls just under the bat though, so that's the first out for the Falcons in the 6th inning. So now moving in to the plate, Sammy Dees, her second time at bat.
Now batting, we have second baseman number 7, Sammy Dees.
Or her third time, excuse me. As there's the pitch going down, tries to get a curve to go around. A little bit too far though. But it got Dees to swing, so we get the strike number 1. Tries the same move, works same as before. Breaking right at the plate, moving into that right side. 0-2 is the count. 1 out for the Falcons with a runner on first. Tries it once again, but this time goes a little bit too low. 1-2. So Sammy Dees getting another shot here. She moves back up. Foul tipped as they once again try the same move. Of course, Dees now starting to figure it out. 1-2 remains the count. Catches her swinging. There's out number 2. 2 outs, runner on first as number 20, Maddie McCoy, moves up to bat.
number 20 and number 4.
As she gets set, same move from Stefanoni. Strike one. Sends it down, a wild pitch way out, causing the catcher to run for it. Gonna get a quick steal from number 18, Michaela Dees, now in scoring position. Count stays 1-1. Right down the line, gonna stay fair. It gets into the corner as the Falcons gonna score. Awarded a nice scoring double for Sammy Dees. Brings Michaela Dees home. Falcons now lead 1-0. Up now to bat, Evelyn Loyola, the catcher.
Number 30, Evelyn Loyola.
So 2 outs as we're going to see the manager, or head coach, Megan Pettipiece, come out and talk with Stefanoni. Stefanoni trying that same play over and over again, of course, knowing that her fastball getting caught up just a little bit by the Falcons there, close to the end of that 5th inning. Tries to switch it up, goes back to the slider going out to the right side. Of course, able with those off-speed pitches, gonna of course catch the batters as they start to figure it out. And now, of course, you want to think you have a catcher up there at bat. Catcher's more likely able to read those pitchers just a little bit better. So, gets a quick chat as we move forward. As Evelyn Loyola steps into the batting box, 2 outs for the Falcons. Straight down the middle, strike one. Tries the same thing, but that one going to be fouled out of play over the dugout of the Zips. So, Loyola takes a step outside, couple swings, steps back on in. 0-2 is the count. Sends it down. Little high, so 1-2 now. Runner in scoring position. And that's going to be strike 3 called. Third out will end the 6th inning. As we move into the top of the 7th, the Falcons lead 1-0.
for the Zips in the top of the seventh. Here's center fielder number 33, Becky Mitchell.
Sends it straight down the center, a little high though. Be ball number 1. Sends it down, gonna be hit up, but right into the hands of first baseman number 29, Sydney Weber. Just gonna touch the base, and there's out number 1 for the Falcons. So of course, Hannah Davey, the starting pitcher tonight for the Falcons, looking to close it out as number 2, Madison Dudek, comes in to bat. Almost hitting her there, has to jump out of the way. That's going to be ball number 1. I know I've talked about Akron kind of crowding the plate today, but that one was way out of there. As we try for the second pitch. Straight down the center, a little low though as it's grounded at the plate. Ball number 2. Sends it down and out into center field. Going to be awarded the single. So BG now allowing 4 hits today. Akron still has yet to score. As pinch hitter number 18, Jillian Riegert, gonna come up for the Zips. And number 1 gonna come in as a pitch runner, Madison Carter.
Akron is number 1, Madison Carter. Now batting is the second baseman, number 19, Jay Bryant.
This one straight on up, goes right on back though. Fouled out. So 0-1. It's the count, 1 out. Runner on first. There's the second pitch just outside, ball 1. Sends it straight down the center, catches her swinging, 1-2. Still 1 out at the top of the 7th. Top of the 7th. Falcons lead by 1. There's strike number 3, 2 outs, 1 to go.
Now batting is the shortstop, number 14, Sam Malik.
As Sam Malik steps up to bat. Sends it straight down the center. Strike number 1. Moves out to the right corner, little low. It's going to be ball 1. 1-1, 2 outs, runner on first. Sends it down, strike 2, but trying to steal. Gets the steal. I believe number 1, Madison Carter. So now you've got player in scoring position. Count 1-2. And there's strike number 3, and that will do it for game number 1. Falcons win it 1-0. So we'll be back in about 30 minutes for game number 2 of today's doubleheader versus the Falcons and the Zips, right here on WBGU.